What's up, everybody? It's Robin Gaming here. So, I can't believe it, but we're pretty much already here. Tomorrow, E3 is officially starting with the very first press conference. So, of course, I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm going to be streaming 7 major events. So, like every year, that is no doubt going to be a lot of fun together with you all. So, I'll really quickly show you the schedule one more time, I guess, with all the times and everything, so you know when these things are going to be taking place. But, seeing as we're so close, I wanted to really quickly together with you walk through every single press conference one more time. I say really quickly, but it's most likely going to be a pretty long video, honestly. We've recently gotten like a lot of news from certain companies as well as particular games, like yesterday with the Days Gone release date. The stuff about Crackdown, and there's a lot to talk about. So what I wanted to do with you is kind of go through every conference one more time, like I said, talk about how excited I am for them individually, and I guess the latest updates and some quick last-minute predictions for what I think is going to be going down. So should be a lot of fun. So yeah, let's actually not ramble too long about it and just get into it. So tomorrow we're kicking things off with EA. I've seen from a lot of you all that you're not very much looking forward to EA that much. And I understand that because, you know, EA normally always focuses on like their sports games. And, you know, we've got like Battlefield 5, which is going to be cool. We've got Anthem, which I'm definitely curious about. I wasn't too impressed with Anthem. You know, well, I guess, I mean, the thing with Anthem was that we saw it last year and it looked pretty impressive graphically, right? And then, you know, gameplay-wise also pretty cool, but the whole message around it of it being like a Destiny killer immediately had me thinking about, oh, this game is just going to be used again to, you know, push all these microtransactions on you and day one, you know, just DLC packages, stuff like that. And it kind of gave me already like a, you know, sort of like a sour taste thinking about that game, I guess. But who knows? I hope that this year they can actually show, of course, some new stuff and maybe get me a little bit more optimistic about Anthem. Because if the game is actually a little bit more substantial than just another like online Destiny type thing, then that's definitely something that will make me more excited about it. But what I was talking about is that, of course, yeah, EA generally doesn't always have the best press conferences, but I'm actually pretty excited about it right now, and that is solely because of one game. And if you know me, you know I'm a huge Skate fan. Skate 2 is still one of my favorite games of all time, and I've been waiting for another Skate game for like 8 years now. It's absolutely ridiculous. But the rumors are looking more and more likely that Skate 4 is actually going to be announced, and that is because EA actually turned back the servers for Skate 2 and 3 in the last few days, and that happened out of nowhere because those servers had been online for years already. So this can only be a hint, you know, at this point, like, so many people are asking for Skate 4 from EA. It's like the #1 game people are asking for. There was some other recent rumors, of course, in the last few years with that game. So at this point, if they don't announce Skate 4, dude, I'm gonna be pissed as hell. Like, they just need to do that now. Everyone is ready for it, at least Skate fans. And so that's right now why I'm actually pretty stoked for tomorrow for that press conference, because I've been waiting for this game for way too long, so let's hope they actually show it off. In general, yeah, because of Skate 4, I actually, like, on Twitter, I posted how hyped I was for certain press conferences, sort of gave it a score. So with the EA press conference, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. Like I said, almost solely based on the possibility of a Skate 4. Then the next day we're gonna have Microsoft, which I gave an 8 out of 10. I'm actually really looking forward to Microsoft, and I won't get too much into it because I just made a video about it. But of course, that's because Microsoft is the company that has the most to prove. People want them to make a comeback. I myself do as well. And so, you know, because we just absolutely know nothing about what they've got coming up, I hope that they'll have many surprises, right? And so that's why I'm looking forward to Microsoft. The one downside of it is that, of course, just yesterday we heard that Crackdown 3 has once again been delayed to 2019, which is just ridiculous because they announced that game in like 2014. Was originally supposed to come out in 2016, then got delayed to 2017, then 18, and now 19. I don't even know what's going on with that game anymore, but if they show it off and actually show, improvements with that game, then I'll be able to, of course, accept it, just like I think many other Xbox fans. Because, if they show that the delay at least was worth it and that Crackdown 3 is looking significantly better, then that's cool. But of course, I'm personally also hoping for announcements of maybe something like new studios or just games we don't see coming. All in all, I'm very much looking forward to the Microsoft press conference, and I think it's going to be definitely one to keep your eyes peeled on. Now, that same day we have Bethesda, which I'm gonna have to be like, staying up for until like 3 or 4 a.m. I don't even know, which is a little, probably a little unjustified for me because I generally, personally, once again, do not really like Bethesda games. I would give this conference, as far as hype goes, like a 5 out of 10. Because, I've just never been into Fallout and Elder Scrolls and these typical Bethesda franchises. There's nothing there really that appeals to me. We know that they're going to show a Fallout 76, so we'll see what that's going to be about. Rage 2 they recently announced, and again, didn't leave me with like a impression of, oh, I'm looking forward to this, but who knows, maybe the gameplay can surprise me. And then, we'll see what they have as far as announcements go. Will they show off the next Elder Scrolls game? Who knows? There's some other stuff that I can't think of right now out of the top of my head, but Bethesda is the type of conference that, there are definitely a lot of Bethesda fans and people who love those franchises, and no doubt that they'll be satisfied with the show, but for me, I don't know. I'm going into it just not with too many expectations, and that can only mean that I can walk away, hopefully, a little positively surprised. So we'll see. The next day on Monday, that's of course going to be the big one. Not only because we have a total of 3 press conferences, but because of course it's going to be ended with the one that I am looking forward to the most. But let's first start talking about Square Enix. I gave that show like a 6 to 7 out of 10 as far as hype goes, because also there I don't have many Square Enix games that I'm a fan of. At the same time, I'm very interested and curious about their show because it's the very first time that they're going to be doing one. Of course, many people love Kingdom Hearts, so that's going to be a big game they'll show off for sure. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is the one that I myself am looking forward to the most, I would say, because I was a big fan of the Tomb Raider, Definitive Edition, that reboot that they did. Really fun game to me. Rise of the Tomb Raider was a little like, hit or miss or whatever, right? Where the story just didn't really seem to lead anywhere, and I wasn't a huge fan of the setting. This one is already looking much better, because the setting is much more appealing to me with the jungle and everything like that. And at the same time, of course, there's a new studio behind it now, completely new writers as well. And I think that's gonna be very interesting to see if they are gonna be able to improve in those particular aspects, like story and characters. I'm looking forward to what they're gonna show of Tomb Raider for sure. And I also think that, there's this one huge project that Crystal Dynamics has been working on, which is the Avengers game. And for the simple reason that Square Enix is now doing an actual press conference, to me it seems like it's almost bound to be teased or shown off in some capacity, because otherwise I don't think they would be doing this press conference. I think that means that they have a lot to show, and they're gonna show as much as possible. So, I'm just looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do there. Then, after that we have, of course, Ubisoft. I gave Ubisoft like a 7 out of 10 because with Ubisoft I always feel a little double, On one hand, they play it very safe. They always make the same open world and multiplayer type stuff. And this year, again, I'm seeing already the same sort of thing happening with, they're going to show off The Division 2. They just out of nowhere announced that there is another Assassin's Creed coming, which is called Odyssey. So that one, I guess, would be coming out this year as well, because otherwise they wouldn't be announcing it yet, I think. So that's, those games I'm not too keen on myself, but gamers keep buying these games and gamers keep supporting them, and that's cool. If you enjoy those games, then definitely keep doing that. A lot of people loved Far Cry 5, even though I personally didn't see it, and I beat the game, but I just thought it was very much more of the same and not really that appealing to me. But Ubisoft does have a good side as well, which is that they have particular, original games as well, right? I mean, look at how well Rainbow Six Siege did and stuff. That's awesome to see. I'm a huge fan of the 2D Rayman games. Rayman Legends, still one of the best games on the PS4 to me. But there, I don't think they're going to announce anything. That's the one sad thing about it. I would love to see another Prince of Persia game. That'd be really cool because actually a franchise that I sadly never got to play because it's been many years since the last one came out, and I was in a different situation back then where I couldn't afford every single game. So, I would love to see them do that. I just don't really know if it's going to be happening. Also, last year they had this really crazy project with like Elijah Wood, I remember, where I don't even know what it was called anymore. But they do have original and crazy stuff out there. Beyond Good and Evil 2. We recently saw like some work in progress type gameplay footage, which looked a little rough, but still, it's a game that is also going to try and do something different. So I'm curious about that aspect mainly of the Ubisoft press conference. And if they focus enough on that, then I think I'm going to be walking away pretty positively surprised. So yeah, we got to get into the big one, which is, of course, inevitably the Sony press conference. They just, like, I gotta be very honest, and you all know that about me, they have the games that not only you can already rely on, but at the same time that appeal to me so much. And so, of course, although the conference is looking to be a little bit safe from what they've been telling us, with them mainly just focusing on games we already know about, still, those 4 games are all gonna be fantastic, and we all already know that. Spider-Man, I don't think is too interesting to talk about because we've seen it already. It's coming out in September, so most likely more gameplay, and that's gonna be cool for sure, because I'm looking forward to the game as far as the gameplay goes, no doubt. But many people keep asking me, what do I expect from The Last of Us and Death Stranding and Ghost of Tsushima, so let's quickly get into that. With The Last of Us Part 2, inevitably they're gonna have to show gameplay for the game. They've pretty much confirmed it already, but that just has to happen. We're gonna probably get like an 8 to 10 minute demo showing off them playing as Ellie. As far as what's gonna happen in the demo, I don't know. I think it'll mainly serve to show off the new gameplay mechanics, sort of like the 2012 demo did for the original The Last of Us as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we're gonna see the Shannon Woodward character, I guess, being introduced, because they've been teasing that she is somehow involved in the game for a very long time now, and I really think that you're gonna see what role she plays, which I think she'll be one of the companion characters, if you'd ask me. So, we're gonna see what that's all about. But of course, a lot of people looking forward to Last of Us Part 2, and you already know that like Naughty Dog is gonna deliver. So we have Ghost of Tsushima, which I think, the more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that Ghost of Tsushima could actually be one of those huge surprises, because it's a game that not many people right now are looking forward to that much. We saw it just once with that little like trailer that showed of the setting, great graphics and everything, but that was at Paris Games Week, and not many people watched Paris Games Week. Sucker Punch has been working on this game for years, ever since they finished infamous First Light in 2014. I'm very confident. Like, I really think that this is going to be the game that people will actually be very impressed by. And what exactly we're going to see, we'll have to wait and see, of course. But last of all, we have Death Stranding. And Death Stranding is the game I am personally looking forward to the most. Just because of the reason that, of course, it's this crazy, super intriguing game by Kojima where we've seen like 3 trailers now, and at this point, if you'd ask me, they just, even though we knew that they announced it early and that gameplay would be shown off, very late, of course, or very much later, I guess, but like I said, at this point, they've shown 3 trailers. They can't get away with showing another cryptic teaser that, it just has everyone thinking, what the hell is going on in this game? Walking away still knowing jack shit about it, right? Like, they have to show to some extent what the gameplay of the game is going to be. And I don't know if that means like a full 10-minute demo or just like a 3-minute gameplay teaser, at least something that gives us more of an idea of what the game is. That's what I'm looking forward to a lot. I think, all of these games are coming out in 2019. With Death Stranding, I'm being the most optimistic though. That's one that could come out in early 2020, but I think that, I don't know if they're gonna do any release dates. I highly doubt it. I think maybe just Windows or whatever. But yeah, for Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima, no doubt in my mind, they're coming out in 2019. So, of course, everyone is looking forward to seeing more of all of these games. So, looking to my left a little bit, we just got the Days Gone announcement for the release date as well, coming out in February of next year. Trailer looked pretty okay. I'm still not very, optimistic about the game itself, though, because from the jump, I said this is looking a little bit like a B-tier Sony exclusive. From a studio that hasn't really proven itself in the last decade either. Pretty small studio. And so, while the trailer was probably one of the best things I've recently seen of Days Gone, it's very easy to hide the bad parts of a game in a trailer, right? So, what you really have to look at is that recent Game Informer footage. And there, it once again convinced me that, yeah, the game just looks a little bland and generic. And I don't think there's really much to look forward to with Days Gone, apart from a cool experience to, you know, kind of like fill up the gap while you're waiting for the really big hitters to come out. I don't think that's going to be shown off at the press conference either, because otherwise they wouldn't just have done this announcement, if you'd ask me. But yeah, there's actually two quick little things I want to get into. So Ready at Dawn a couple weeks ago talked to Game Informer, and they said that they would show off one new project at E3. But the way they worded it already made it seem to me like that was going to be sort of like a small title. And it seems right now like, yes, it actually is, because they announced yesterday that they're going to be bringing a new VR project to E3, which is like based on the Lone Echo universe, which is actually a game that's been doing really well for them. But that's like, I think it's called Echo Combat, coming out on Oculus Rift. And so I don't think that we're going to hear from Ready at Dawn yet, like the news that we really want to hear about, which is this massive AAA game that they've been working on. Whether that is a The Order sequel, which I would love, or a completely new IP, that would be fine with me too, to be honest. But I just don't think that they're going to show it yet, unless they've been trolling us and out of nowhere they'll show up on stage and look, here's the game we've been working on. That would be absolutely awesome, but again, I just don't think it's going to happen. I was thinking about one thing actually that could still be announced at the Sony show, which is of course the recent rumors about this new studio that they've been setting up. Although they won't be announcing the game they've been working on anytime soon, like that's still like 3 years away probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna, you know, once again, focus on the fact that they're expanding even more on the AAA exclusive side, and that they'll simply announce that, yeah, they have a new studio. And this may sound a little bit like a fantasy or whatever, but I saw many people bring this up in the comments. What if, right, we have no clue what the hell Amy Hennig is doing right now. What if they announce that they bring Amy Hennig up on stage and say that she's leading this new studio? That'd be sort of like a crazy announcement that could still surprise everyone without the need to like show off any real game footage or something yet. Because again, that's not going to be shown off anytime soon. They just started setting this studio up. But if they do something like that, that'd be insane. But I don't think that the possibility is really that high. Nonetheless, though, of course, the Sony conference is, like I said, what I'm looking forward to the most. I would rate my hype level for that like a 9 out of 10, because even if they only show the stuff that we know is coming, those games are still going to be great. And everything else outside of that, as far as new announcements go, is, of course, like that's a nice little extra to it as well. So, yeah, we'll see. I do think they're gonna have to have at least like one huge thing, though, to show off. But who knows? Let me know in the comments if you what you personally expect they will be doing as far as surprises go. So that's really like almost, we've been talking for a long time, but the entire E3 schedule. We have still a little bit of an aftermath the next day with Nintendo, which I'm also looking forward to because the Switch is doing well. They're gonna show off Smash Brothers, which actually I like the Smash games a lot, at least the one I played on the Wii U. They're gonna most likely show off Metroid, so I'm curious about that. And a new Pokemon game. But I think what I'm curious about with Nintendo is, now that they're doing so well, I hope to see them do something new, like, you know, a completely new AAA franchise, because they always rely on the same old franchises that they have, which is understandable and fine with me, but still, like, it would be cool, now that Nintendo is so successful, to see them, you know, come with a completely new AAA IP, maybe something that's a little bit more violent, bloody, gory, or whatever. They have Bayonetta and Metroid maybe, but yeah, something outside of that. So with Nintendo, I think I rated it like a 7 or an 8, you know, because it is, again, it's one of the big 3 platform holders, so you know that you're going to see many cool announcements there, and I'm still curious to see what's going to happen with Nintendo as well. So that's pretty much, those are all the 7 conferences that I am gonna be streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/robinoyo. I hope to see you all tune in. Of course, if you can't, that's no big deal either, because I'm gonna try and upload as many of the live streams and reactions videos afterwards as I can, if it doesn't give me any copyright issues. So look forward to that as well, but it's gonna be a great time together. We already know that. E3 is awesome. It's the one time to look forward to as a gamer for sure. If you could pick only one, then E3 is always that sort of like special moment where we all get together and just celebrate gaming and see all these awesome new games being shown off, gameplay for the games that we're looking forward to. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then afterwards, you know, even though now recently I've been kind of like spamming the channel again with these type of videos, and no doubt with the live streams and reactions, after that I'm going to kind of fall back, go back to my slower routine, focus more on the in-depth videos again, because I really want to move forward with that. You know, after E3, we're kind of done talking about all these games again. So I'll be focusing on just, you know, doing a lot of really high quality, long, awesome videos again that will, you know, show up every like once a week or whatever. Because I really think that's like the way to move forward with the channel. But for E3, I'll gladly make an exception, of course. So if you enjoy all my content, of course, then please support me at Patreon for just $1 per month if you can, for a lot of rewards and to help me, you know, to help make it possible for me to keep going with all of this stuff. You can do that at patreon.com/robingaming. I'd really appreciate it. But for now, I'm really looking forward to these next, you know, 4 days. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of like long nights, having to stay up for all these shows, but it's going to be worth it for sure. I can't wait to, you know, experience E3 this year together with you all at twitch.tv/robinoyo and YouTube here at youtube.com/robingaming. So with that being said, thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know your final thoughts in the comments, and then, yeah, hope to see you in these next few days. So thanks for watching.